Hello and welcome to your Saturday morning Chatty Scent Corner, where we talk about what's new, what's coming, and what we really need to have a good chat about. And today, as always, we have a really good chat because I not only have new perfume updates, but I also have for you the 20K giveaway announcement. Yes, I was finally able to figure out what I could do so that I could open it up, to all of our fan members all around the world. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you the giveaway announcement. Then we're going to follow as always with the tea. Today I have some tea to share with you, but then I also have, of course, our topic for discussion. And then we'll follow as always with some fragrance updates, new releases about to launch and others that have just launched. And then we are going to end with some first impressions. 3 fragrances that I am sure you have been waiting for me to talk about. But let's go ahead and jump right in because we have quite a bit to cover. But if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go, fam. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And I want to go ahead and finally share with you our 20K giveaway. So our 20K giveaway will consist of 2 international Visa or MasterCard gift cards. And there will be a first prize winner, which will be for $100, and the second one will be a gift card for $75. Now, there's a couple of things that you do need to know about these gift cards. It really depends on what region of the world you're in, right? Because there may be a region or a country or city that does not take this type of card. And we won't know that until I issue the card if you are the winner. But for the most part, there are around about 200 countries that are included. And they work at any merchant that accepts a Visa or MasterCard prepaid card. And when using this card, your country currency conversion will happen automatically. So I will issue the gift card in dollars, right, in the dollar currency, and it will automatically convert to your country's currency. All I will need is your email address and your full name in order, if you win, if you're one of the winners, that is all that I will need from you. But in order for you to qualify for the entry into this giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, and you must follow me on Instagram because that is where you and I will exchange information and details if you happen to be one of the winners. The other thing that I do want you to know is that you cannot use this gift card at an ATM or redeem it for cash. It is truly a gift card. But other than that, you can use it anywhere to buy whatever you want or do whatever you want to do, as long as that specific merchant does take a MasterCard or Visa prepaid gift card. You can also add the card to a digital wallet such as Apple or Google, etc. But I hope that that is a giveaway that excites you. That is the best that I could do to open it up to everybody, to all of the fan members all over the world as much as possible. Again, I won't know if these cards, if your region or your country happens to be one of those few areas of the world where the cards, are not accepted, or where, merchants just don't accept these cards. But I just hope that it does work for most, if not all of you. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that I will be announcing the giveaway, of course, during today, the Chatty Scent Corner, and also during the next 2 videos of this coming week, the first 2 videos of this coming week. And then I will be announcing the winner starting with Middle Eastern Thursday next week. And of course, in the Chatty Scent Corner, I will also announce the winners again. After that, I will just proceed to issue the cards to whomever is the winner. Good luck. Again, thank you so much for being a part of the fam. I just, I know you don't need me to do this. I know that you don't need any gifting of any type. But again, I just want to do this to thank you for being a part of our fam and for being with me on this journey and helping me reach this milestone. All right, so now let's go ahead and move on, because today I have a tea. I tell you that the tea is when I have something that I'm not too happy about and that I just want to share with you and like get your opinion. So today we have the tea, and then of course, as always, we have our topic of the week. So in the tea, are you ready to cry with me? Because I think you're going to cry. So you guys know how every time, I'm here filming a video, you see like a very beautiful red bottle, it has like a very artistic finish to it, and it's just a very beautiful perfume bottle. And at times you have asked me in the comments question, hey Arahi, what perfume is that? Because that is beautiful. Well, today I have to share with you that I don't even know how this happened, truly. It just happened in a matter of seconds. But that perfume is Sala's, and remember, it had this beautiful cap and now it is broken. So I took the perfume to my bedroom with me one night, and I was carrying, my bag. I had ended the day. I was shutting, just closing everything down in the studio, and I just put my bag on my shoulder and I picked up the perfume in my hand and I started to head upstairs. And as I was going upstairs, I don't know, I am telling you, I really don't know how the bottle just fell out of my hand and fell on the floor, and it just like broke the cap. And my husband, of course, so sweet, he tried to like glue it like with like a special glue, like, I think it's even stronger than crazy glue, but as you can see, it did not work. So I am very, very bummed about this. I'm very disappointed, but hey, things like this happen. And it doesn't stop me from being able to use the perfume, which I absolutely love this perfume. Have you tried this one? Oh, it is so, so beautiful. So, so beautiful. But anyway, I'm just going to reach out to Salas and see if they can replace the cap. Like if I pay for it, will they replace the cap for me? Because this is really beautiful. And, now I'm like sad about this, but I don't know. So I just wanted to share that with you. That is my tea of the week. All right, so now let's talk about the topic of the week. So you may recall that last week we talked about what are the 3 perfume notes or fragrance notes that you really don't tolerate, that you really don't like. And I want to thank you all for just jumping in and providing, your response and letting us know what doesn't work for you. And some of you even explained why. So thank you so much for that. So this week we're going to do the total opposite. This week I want to know, what are your top 3 favorite notes? What are the 3 perfume notes that you absolutely love? Like a perfume could have 1 of them or 2 of them or 3 of them, but as long as at least 1 of those notes is in a perfume, you seem to really enjoy it. And of course, if all of the notes are present, I'm sure you probably love the perfume, unless it is one of those fragrances that not only has notes that you really enjoy, but it also has a couple that you really do not like. So please let us know in the comment section, what are the 3 notes that you absolutely enjoy? So for me, I can tell you that, I go in cycles because of course I'm always working with fragrances, but right now I seem to be completely stuck on the note of fig. I am absolutely loving fig. I always love a good vanilla note. And then of course there's my tropical fruits, right? I really, really love those notes. But at this moment, I would say, especially since we're going to start approaching the fall, I would say it's like fig and vanilla. I don't know. It's just very, very interesting because I tell you, I rotate frequently because there's very few notes that I really don't enjoy. But for the most part, I would say that right now it would be like fig and vanilla primarily. All right, so as always, I did scoot over so that I can definitely share with you the fragrances. So let's go ahead and start with the first one this week. And this is a new launch from Born to Stand Out. Yes, they have been very, very busy. So do you guys remember at the beginning of the year, if I recall correctly, we had that collection that I don't even remember the name. It was the one that comes in like a very deep red bottle. And now recently, if I recall correctly, they had another collection that I also shared with you in another Chatty Scent Corner, which were like see-through bottles, and I think that they were not Eau de Parfums. I think that it was a formulation specific for like the summer season, like an Eau de Toilette, if I recall correctly. But I know that they just had a whole bunch of fragrances that launched. So now we have a new Born to Stand Out, and this one is called Free Coco. And do you see that beautiful bottle? Isn't that beautiful? It really does like speak to like coconut and caramel, just something like really, really yummy, right? So this is a Selfridges exclusive. And it says here, this is a limited edition fragrance that embodies liberation and unapologetic self-expression. Created for rule breakers, Free Coco captures the exhilaration of living without restraint. Wow, now that is a concept, right? So that sounds like that's going to be one of those perfumes that, if done right, it's going to be like mood altering and make you feel empowered and free and like you can do anything and everything is going to be all right. That's what that entire concept, that entire vision is giving me, because that's what they have to say about this fragrance. So let me share with you the notes. So at the top we have pear granita and coconut water. At the heart we have coconut and macadamia nuts. And at the base we have a vanilla trio, vanilla absolute, vanilla pure jungle essence, and infusion vanilla and orchanox. So yeah, those notes sound really, really interesting, because pear granita, ooh, that's a good one. And then coconut water, of course, and then coconut. So not only coconut, but coconut water. So maybe we will get quite a boost, right? Or quite a big hit of coconut in the opening, because it's coconut water as a top note and then coconut as a middle note. And then a bit of nuttiness combined with that coconut because of the macadamia nuts, and then a trio of vanilla. Now, this just sounds like it's going to be finally a Born to Stand Out fragrance that's not so over the top and so complex that we feel like maybe we won't like it. No, maybe this will be one that we really do enjoy. But even though it sounds really interesting, I'm still not blind buying. I am going to try and get myself a sample. And that I know of, I don't think that it's available, or did I see it available? If I saw it available, it must have been at Harrods, because I know I have not seen it as like a US based retailer. I think it was at Harrods that I saw it, Harrods or Selfridges, but I think one of those two do have it. Wherever I find it, if it is available, of course, I will link it for you in the description box below, as well as any other fragrance that I discuss with you today. I will leave a link and a discount code where available. All right, so the next update that I have for you this week is a new devotion. Yes, we are doing flankers again. You guys know that every week I bring at least 2 flankers, because they keep launching flankers. So here we have Devotion, right? We have Devotion, the original, and then I think it was the Eau de Parfum, of course, the original, and then I think the second one was the Devotion Intense. And I did review them both here on the channel, and I have compared them here. But now we have My Devotion Eau de Parfum Intense. So this one is called My Devotion. And it says here, this new scent is a celebration of self-driven passion, individual values, and the essence of what makes each person unique. Beyond love and romance, My Devotion is an intimate tribute to self-appreciation and authenticity, a deep-rooted value in Dolce & Gabbana's DNA. Wow, that is a mouthful. But doesn't that sound a little bit like what I just read to you from the Born to Stand Out fragrance? We must be entering the era of self-expression visions behind a fragrance, because we are getting quite a bit of that. And actually, wasn't it Initio that started with that this year with Power Self? You know, the whole feel of empowerment. But anyway, so that is the vision behind this new flanker from Devotion. But let me share with you the notes, because that's the interesting part. So at the top, we have pear blossom and blackcurrant. At the heart, we have peony and orange blossom. And at the base, we have Madagascar vanilla, ambrox. So I'm sorry for those fan members that are sensitive to ambroxan. It has ambrox, and it also has ambery wood. Now, all of those notes sound really interesting, and they do sound like a bit of a departure from the original devotion, doesn't it? But, I'm not sure that I'm going to blind buy this one. I think I'm going to try it and see just how different, because there are several notes that are different here. We have the pear blossom and we have the peony, right? So I don't know. And I also think ambery wood, I can't recall if that was a part of the first one and the second one, but I don't recall those notes being a part of those two others, right? So this flanker sounds like it may be, a little bit different than the previous two that we've seen, but still, I think I'm going to try and get myself a sample, or when it's finally released and Sephora has it available, maybe go and try and sniff it. Had you heard about this, my devotion? Are you excited about it? I mean, the bottle is rather cute because it has like that pink hue, that soft pink, of course, that's pulling all of us, and they knew that that would pull us, but still, we just can't be buying fragrances because of the bottle all the time. But anyway, had you heard about it? Are you planning to pick it up? Is it exciting you? Are you over the flanker for devotion? You never liked devotion to begin with? Just let us know. All right, so the next update that I have for you is a fragrance from Tomavicci. It's a new fragrance from Tomavicci, and I hope you've been picking up all of my community updates, when I do a community post, because that is where I let you know if I find out that a fragrance was just launched and made available. I try to let you know immediately, regardless of what type of fragrance, whether it's niche, designer, or Middle Eastern, it doesn't matter. But this past week, I did leave a couple, several posts actually, but one of them was letting you know that Tomavicci had just, put this new fragrance up for pre-order, and I left you a link as well as a discount code. And with the discount code, we got such a good deal. I mean, it's not like it's an inexpensive fragrance because, it's Tomavicci, but it's not like super pricey. It's like a little bit barely over $200 if you use my discount code. But the name of this fragrance is Siren's Veil. Isn't that beautiful? And Siren's Veil, in the words of Tomavicci, is a fragrance of shadow and seduction. Siren's Veil embodies the femme fatale, captivating, untouchable, unforgettable. And guess who the master perfumer behind this one is? It is Christian Provenzano. So, he does do unforgettable fragrances, in my opinion, and they tend to have a smoothness that's quite sensual. So I'm really excited. Of course, I already pre-ordered mine, and I know many of you also pre-ordered. Thank you so much for supporting the channel by using my link and my discount code. Thank you. So I am really looking forward to this one. And some of you did tell me that, you were a little bit on the fence because the notes were not really pulling you, but that's understandable. So if you have any doubts, just wait for, my review, and, then you can take it from there, or you can just pass on this one. There's so many other fragrances being launched. There's no need to rush for any of them, or just buy something that you're not feeling or that you're not very, sure about. So the top notes of this one are plum, anise, cinnamon, rum, birch, and peach. And the birch was the one that caused quite a bit of hesitation with most of you, which I totally understand, because birch happens to be one of those notes that I really don't get along with very much. But being that it's Tomavicci, and being that it has plum and other notes that I'm going to share with you next, I decided to go for it. So at the heart, it has whipped cream, raspberry, mate, sage, and powdered sugar. And at the base, it has vetiver, patchouli, benzoin, musk, tobacco, moss, and amber. So yeah, I do agree. There's quite a number of notes here, right? And yeah, some of those notes can go totally left, but I would say that, in my opinion, that's the case in any fragrance. But I think this is going to be pretty much a statement maker. So anyway, it's now available for pre-order, and I have not heard or received a notification, or, I do communicate with them over on Instagram via DM, and I have not received, any information telling me that it's going to start to ship by a specific date. So if you know, or if you found out, please let us know, because I really don't know when it's supposed to start shipping. All right, so the next update that I have for you, oh, this is so exciting. So this is Lattafa. Now, you guys know that maybe about 2 months ago, I shared with you that Lattafa was about to launch two new eclairs, right? Like two flankers to the original Eclaire. And one is Eclaire Banoffi and the other one is an Eclaire Pistache. So it seems like they're finally going to be launching those two. But in addition to those two, they're launching an entire Gourmand collection. So in total, there's going to be, if I remember correctly, like 8 fragrances, and they are all gourmands. Now, the beauty of this is that they're going to have like a big launch party, and the launch party is going to take place in New York, and they're opening it to the public. And it's going to happen for 2 days in a row. I'm going to share all the details with you in a minute. But I guess that's where they're going to reveal the fragrances. And I guess, you know, people will have the opportunity to pick them up. But it's supposed to be like a big launch. And you can go onto the Lattafa USA or the Lattafa website anywhere in the world that you are, and of course sign up, but you would have to fly or live in New York because the launch is happening in New York. Now, the official launch party is in New York, as I said, and it's going to happen September 6th and September 7th. And you'll be able, you know, it's open to the public, and it's going to be open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, here's what Lattafa has to say about this launch. So, indulge your sweet tooth at the launch of Give Me Gourmand and New Eclaire Duo with 8 delicious new fragrances designed for sweet little things like you. Celebrate being way too tasty to handle and be the first to step into our confectionery cloud 9. So I'm sure that if you make it to the launch party, I'm not going to make it for sure, but if you make it to the launch party, or if you live in New York and you go to the launch party, I'm sure that it's going to be a lot of fun, because it's my understanding that there's supposed to be games and a whole bunch of other activities going on, because it's a whole day for 2 complete days of just, you know, celebrating these new collections. So that should be a lot of fun. So, and remember that these are all gourmands. Now, in addition to this gourmand line, right, in addition to these 8 fragrances, you guys recall that I also shared with you, I'm pretty sure I shared with you a couple of months ago, that there's a new Nebras coming out. This one is Nebras Elixir. All right, so let me share with you the notes of Nebras Elixir. So at the top, we have whipped cream, milk, and candy. And at the heart, we have heliotrope. Wait, is it milk? Is it whipped cream, milk, and candy? Or is it whipped cream and milk candy? I think it's milk candy, which I did not even know that we had milk candy. But hey, it's whipped cream and milk candy at the top. I'm sorry. At the heart, we have heliotrope and sugarcane. And at the base, we have ambroxan, vanilla, and musk. Those are the notes for the new Nebras, which is Nebras Elixir. That sounds very interesting. I mean, you guys know that as soon as it's available, I'm going to pick that up because, of course. And I still have the original Nebras, even though it wasn't too much of a love for me. But I figured that at some point I would need to compare it to something else. And this is the perfect opportunity. So, of course, look forward to that. Now, let me go ahead and share with you the notes of the 2 new Eclairs, because those notes I do have. Now, I don't have the notes, not even the names of the other 6 fragrances that are going to be launched during that launch party that's coming September 6th and 7th to New York. Oh, and by the way, they have a name for that launch party, and the name is Bite Me. Oh yes, so that should be very interesting. But let me go ahead and share with you the notes of Eclaire Banoffi first. All right, so the notes of Eclaire Banoffi are dulce de leche, banana, whipped cream, and vanilla at the heart, and then at the base, biscuit, praline, and musk. That sounds absolutely yummy, because dulce de leche and then banana, you imagine that mix? That just sounds to me like yumminess in a bottle. So I cannot wait. Oh, are you excited about Banoffi? Like, I'm sure you've heard about it because I did talk about it a couple months ago. Were you aware of it? Like, are you excited about it, or you're like over the entire Eclaire thing? But anyway, of course, expect that I will definitely be picking that one up. So now let's go ahead and check Eclaire Pistache. Okay, so Eclaire Pistache has at the top pistachio and pistachio spread cream. I don't know what that is. I had never heard of that. Had you heard of that? I had never heard of pistachio spread cream, but hey, I'm here for it. No problem. Then at the heart, we have whipped cream, coconut, and cacao. And at the base, we have milk, vanilla, and musk. Another one that sounds absolutely yummy. And of course, you know, we've had quite the number of pistachio-centric fragrances recently, but hey, this one has cacao and coconut, and I'm guessing it's going to be lactonic. I think they're both going to be lactonic, to be honest with you, the Banoffi and the Pistache, but I could be totally wrong. But just looking at the notes, when I get that whipped cream, and especially if you combine it like with vanilla and milk, that gives me complete lactonic vibes, but I could be totally wrong. All I know is that I am super excited for the entire launch, and I hope that they do make the entire, you know, Gourmand collection available, not just the Eclairs, but also the others, which are like the cutest cupcakes. Like, you know, I did share with you the cupcakes that I found about 3 months ago, which are part of that collection, but now I couldn't find them anywhere to bring them, you know, to the Chatty Scent Corner, and I also couldn't find the notes of each fragrance. But anyway, just know that there's 8 new Gourmand fragrances coming out from Lattafa at the beginning of September. And next I have for you the House of Beau. Now the House of Beau has been really, really busy because, you know, they gave us Ave Maria and that was a complete success, and now they're giving us Cosmos. Now, I don't know, have you seen like the marketing materials for Cosmos? It's giving me masculine, but I don't know, I could be totally wrong. I don't plan to like buy it or blind buy it immediately. No, I'm going to wait for some reviews, and I'm going to see if I can get myself a sample or a decant, because I am not going to blind buy this one. Something tells me that it may lean heavy to the masculine side or just be outright masculine, so I don't want to take that chance. So it comes in a 40 ml and a 75 ml. You know how they typically have those really nice, beautiful, smaller sized bottles, and it's described as a metallic gourmand. And it is smoky, metallic, and decadent. That's how it's described. Now, this is what the House of Beau has to say about this fragrance. A galactic haze of ambrosial smoke infused with cosmic mineral elements. Now, that sounds very interesting. And that bottle, isn't that bottle just absolutely gorgeous? All of their bottles are typically beautiful, but this one, there's just something about it that really pulls me. But even though the bottle is gorgeous, I'm still not blind buying. I mean, I am just not doing it. So let me share with you the notes. So at the top, we have praline, metallic musk accord, aged whiskey, and Mexican cacao. And actually, they don't have like top, heart, and base for this. So let me just give you the notes. So praline, metallic musk accord, aged whiskey, Mexican cacao, dragon's blood incense, okay? Charcoal, orris concrete, smoked leather, and agarwood. Now come on. Doesn't that sound like it's going to be a heavy leaning masculine fragrance? Like it's going to lean heavy to the masculine side is what I'm picking up. But again, I could be totally wrong. And it is now available on their website. I think it's still in pre-order status. Because I did go and check it out, and I was so tempted, to be honest with you. But when I read those notes are really giving me masculine. And you guys know that I love a good unisex fragrance, but this is giving me leaning masculine, truly leaning masculine, if not masculine. But what do you think? Had you heard about it? Are you excited about it? Are you planning to blind buy it? Are you planning to just wait and see, you know, some reviews or try a sample? What are your thoughts around it? Or you're just not even interested? Please let us know. Oh boy, and here we go. Kayali again. You know, Mona has been busy. I mean, but I am here for it. I have to tell you, I am so ready for it, especially when you talk about the Oudgasm collection. I absolutely love that collection. I own all of them except I think 1 or 2, like the last 1 or 2 that were launched. Not these that I'm going to talk about, but like, you know, like I can't even remember how long ago because there's so many fragrances coming out, but I own them all except for those 2, and I absolutely love them. But these 2, oh wow. So the first one is called Oudgasm Chocolate Oud 11. And it's described as a warm and sweet gourmand with keynotes of caramel apple, spiced rum, and chocolate oud. Caramel apple, spiced rum, and chocolate oud. It's calling my name all day, every day. But then let me give you the description, per Kayali. A decadent gourmand fragrance that wraps the skin in a warmth that feels both edible and sexy. It opens with a tempting blend of spiced rum and caramel apple, a flirtation of sweetness and spice. I would totally agree. As it deepens, velvet, orris, and incense smolder at the heart before melting into an addictive base of dark chocolate and chocolate oud. Wow, isn't that just incredible? That just sounds like I am so ready for it. So right now it's showing, it's like if you enter the name of the fragrance in the Sephora website, it does come up. You know how they do that, but it's not available yet. But it says that it's going to be available September 1st. Now, I know that there's a couple of fellow content creators that have received both fragrances in PR. I don't get PR from Kayali. I really wish I did, but I don't. So I don't know what these fragrances are really smelling like or anything like that, and I haven't had a chance to watch a review yet. I just know that there's a couple of fellow content creators that have received them in PR. But I have to tell you, coming from this Oudgasm line, I just know it's going to be fantastic because, oh, I just absolutely love the DNA and the intensity and how different all of the fragrances in this Oudgasm line are. I just absolutely love it. But anyway, it does come in 10 ml and 50 ml, which is pretty much how the others have been. Like the biggest bottle that you can pick up is the 50 ml. And like I said before, it's going to be available in Sephora on 9/1. But then there's another one. Wait, please, there's another one. The next one is called Oudgasm Milky Musk Oud 30. Now this one is a little bit different because this one is a scent type of warm woods with keynotes of strawberry cream, white musk, and silver oud. I don't know what silver oud is, but hey, it's okay. And then the fragrance description reads as a soft, creamy, and skintimate scent that opens with a whisper of pink pepper and creamy strawberry, gently unfolding into a plush heart of suede santal and incense. Anchored in silver oud and ambrette, this musky blend softly lingers like second skin. Wow, doesn't that sound absolutely fabulous? That sounds like it's going to be a stunning fragrance. I can't wait. And strawberry cream, you know me and my quest for a good strawberry. Maybe Mona will now give me a great strawberry. But anyway, that entire fragrance collection, those two, by the way, sound incredible to me. So you can expect to see them here at some point because I am definitely going to pick them up as soon as they're available. Had you heard about these two new fragrances from Kayali? Are you excited about them? Like, what are your thoughts in general? All right, so next, as always, we're going to do our first impressions. And today, it's not really that I have a first impression for you because I have started to test all of these fragrances. There's two where I'm actually done, so you can expect to see a detailed review this week on the channel. But I just needed to come and share them with you because they are truly special. They are just absolutely incredible. So the first one that I want to share with you is the latest from Miu Miu, and this one is, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Miutine. And look at this beautiful, beautiful bottle. But when I tell you, like, the bottle is a piece of art, but the fragrance itself is just absolutely incredible. So let me give you the notes before I spray it. It's strawberry and gardenia at the top. At the heart, it has rose and jasmine, and at the base, it has amber, bourbon vanilla, brown sugar, patchouli, and moss. Now, you guys know that I've been looking for a very nice strawberry fragrance for quite a while. I do have a couple in my collection that I really enjoy, but I'm always up for like a good strawberry fragrance. And when I saw that this new one was going to have the note of strawberry, I knew that I was going to pick it up. But let's go ahead and talk a tiny bit about it because I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm not going to give the review away. And I do really love this fragrance. And you know how I get when I love a fragrance. So here's the sprayer. Beautiful, beautiful. So this fragrance opens very, very fruity. I'm not going to give you all the olfactory journey, but I want to let you know that it does open to my nose with a very realistic strawberry. By the way, I'm going to have a link to all of these fragrances and a discount code were available in the description box below. But because I am telling you, I just had to come today and share with you these 3 fragrances because I am really, really, really in love with them. This one is really, really special, and I will talk more about it in detail this week when I bring you the review. But I just wanted to share with you, number one, that I do have it, that I am really loving it, and that it's coming for a review. So expect to see it soon. So the other thing about this fragrance is that the perfumer behind it is my favorite perfumer, which you know is Dominique Ropion. So there was no way that I was not going to pick up this fragrance. So, you know, the combination of having that opening fruity strawberry note, just the thought of that and the fact that he was the one that created this fragrance, I knew that I had to try it. And it is just not a disappointment at all. That is all I'm going to tell you today, because if I get into the details of the olfactory journey, I'll be giving the entire, review away. But I am really loving it. There are a couple of things that I do want to discuss with you about it though, because not everything is perfect. So I'm just going to give you an objective review, but overall, I am really loving the fragrance. All right, so the next fragrance that I want to share with you is the latest from Dior, and this is Miss Dior Essence. And I just want to take a moment to show you this incredibly beautiful bottle. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. But the juice, wow. So, since MFK, since Francis Kurkdjian has been with Dior, he has received a lot of criticism for anything that he, launches. But I have to tell you, this is a very, very nice release. Let me go ahead and share with you the notes. And I'm not going to share a lot today because this is coming for a review this week. But let me just share with you. So at the top, we have marmalade, blackberry, and black elder. At the heart, we have jasmine, sambac, and jasmine, and at the heart you have woody notes and oak. So right there, you know that this is a fragrance that most likely will open kind of fruity with an almost immediate presence of the jasmine. The jasmine may intensify, and at the dry down you're going to get a floral fragrance that has a very present woody background with a certain degree of fruitiness. In a nutshell, that's what you're getting here. But that is a very simple way to describe it. Wait until I tell you all about this fragrance because it is really, 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 really good. I'm really enjoying it. This is not a super love. This is a love for me. I mean, I really, really do enjoy it, but it's just not a crazy love. It is just a fragrance that I am loving, but not one that I think I'm going to be obsessed with or anything. I really do think that this is really, really good. Do I like it more than the previous flanker? I will have that comparison for you when I do bring the review to the channel. But I just wanted to share with you that this is also a really good one. So if you are a Miss Dior fan, you definitely at least need to get your nose on this one, at least try it. But I will leave it all in the description box for you. And the last fragrance that I want to discuss with you today is none other than the latest from Guerlain, and this is Shalimar L'Essence. Now, have you guys noticed that we're getting a lot of fragrances with like essence as part of the name lately? I guess we're entering the era of a flanker being an essence, right? Like everybody's going to have an essence moving forward. But I have to tell you, many of us really did not appreciate the whole Shalimar in the front kind of concept, like the font of the name in the front. But I have to tell you, this is really, really nice. So let me share with you the notes of this new Shalimar. So here we have Madagascar vanilla, vanillin, iris, rose, and musk. And those are the notes, period. But I'm not going to give this review away. But I will tell you, if you're one of the fan members that picked it up when I published it or when I shared with you a link via the community post, I think you are going to be very, very happy if you haven't tried this one. That is all I'm going to say. I will, of course, be comparing it to the others that I have in my collection when I review it for you. I have one more day of a full day wear test that I want to do with it before I bring it for the official review. But I have to tell you, this is definitely a love, because what I am going to say, because if you have the opportunity to get it, I want you to know that I am going to recommend this fragrance. So what I do want you to know about it is that if you are a vanilla fragrances lover, this is one you definitely at least want to get your nose on. If you are a Shalimar lover, this is a must for sure. And if you are a Guerlain vanilla lover, because you know Guerlain and their vanilla is a different level, then this is definitely one that you want to pick up, because you know, we have all the others, you know, the one from, you know, the Vanille Planifolia, which costs so much. Is it worth it? Absolutely. It's worth every penny. But here you are getting, you know, not a low price or what we would call affordable, but it is a very reasonable price for the level of fragrance that you're getting. That is just my opinion. So you may at least want to check it out. I am absolutely in love with it. I do have to tell you that. But the full review is coming to the channel this week. All right, fam. So that is all that I have for you today. I hope that as always, this was an enjoyable Chatty Scent Corner for you. I had so much fun putting together all of this information for you, and then of course filming this video, because it just allows me to just chat away with you. Don't forget, if you're okay with it, please share with us, what are your top 3, no more than 3, what are your top 3 favorite notes in a perfume? Those that really immediately awaken your interest and strike your fancy. Let us know in the comments section. And anything else that you want to share with us today regarding any of these fragrances. Are you planning to pick them up? Are you excited about them? Have you heard of them? Anything, just anything that you want to share. Please don't forget that, of course, we have our 20K giveaway going on, and all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel. Oh, and you have to let me know, of course, if you're interested in being in the giveaway, because not everybody wants to be a part of it. So in the comment section, you know, when you leave your other comments, just let me know if you're interested or not in being a part of the giveaway. As always, thank you so much for hanging with me today. And as I tell you every Saturday, have not just an awesome Saturday, but have a joyous and super blessed entire weekend. Sending you much love and blessings. Thank you so much for hanging with me, and I will see you all in the next video.